Welcome to this guide on what could be seen as almost game-breaking, a way to get world-class wonderkid regens for free ASAP at the start of the game. And what happened to me was in the beginning of my first FM19 save, I had a limited budget, and I was also very interested in to see if there were any fancy free transfers in FM19. So I went to the scouting screen and I selected players with the expired contract to find free transfers. And another thing I did in the beginning of the same was I started scouting all major nations for youngsters, like ASAP, because that's my thing, youngsters, and who can say no to free transfers if they are decent. But then a few weeks later, I went back to the scouting screen to check out the youngsters I've been scouting. So I decided to filter it to only see young players. But I forgot to remove that setting I had put on earlier to only show players with expired contracts. And to my surprise, a lot of young players showed up that happened to be regens. Players that were regens, no contract, which meant they were free to sign. And there had been a youth intake this early in the game, because this was during the first summer, the pre-season, just a few weeks after I started the save. This meant that I could sign them for free, ASAP. Later on in this video, I'm going to show you the best regens I found this way. So make sure to stay tuned and keep on watching, because there are some fancy regens coming up later. And I haven't seen anything like this in previous versions of the game, so I was not sure if it was a bug or if it's always been like this. So what I did, I went on Twitter a week ago and I asked like if this is happening to other people, and I asked if is this normal or is this a bug, but not a single person answered. And I also went into one of the most popular Football Manager streamers on Twitch on his live stream, and I asked the same question, and the streamer said that he didn't know about it, and nobody else in chat seemed to know. So today, when I had a little bit more time, I started experimenting with it. So I started up a new save with another team in another nation, and then I went to the scouting screen and I checked with the same settings for young players without any contract, and nobody showed up. But of course, when I did that in my previous save, it wasn't the ASAP at the start of the season, it was a few weeks in. So what I tried, I went on holiday, and when I come back from holiday, I went to the scouting page, and all of a sudden quite a few regens showed up. And I also checked on attached players instead of contract expired to find even more regens. And right now what you're seeing is just after a holiday, but I tried this more times, and whenever I did a holiday, a few new players showed up. And when I did this for real in my real save, I was checking the scouting list like 1-2 times a week to find new names. So if a few names shows up and you don't find any interesting ones, make sure to check again in a week or two. And of course, now you can sign all of these guys for free if you want to, but that probably would mean that you're going to sign a lot of garbage. So I would recommend you to start scouting them to avoid signing all that garbage, but also keep your eyes open, because if another club have offered them a contract, you might want to sign them ASAP, because otherwise they're probably going to sign with that club. And of course, another sign could be if it shows that bigger clubs are interested in them. They don't have to had offered them a contract, they could just be interested in them. That's probably a sign that he is a good regen. And yeah, can select a few here and start scouting them, and then we go on holiday once again to get the scouting results and see how they look. And now I'm going to sort this list by potential, so we have all the ones that we've been scouting shows up on top. And from our first view here, none of them looks fantastic, but remember, we've only scouted them for a few days, so the potential we see here is far from trustworthy. Like, they've been scouting for such a short period, and also we scouted very few of them. Of course, you're probably going to do this with every single regen, not with like 5, 6, 7 like we did. Now, of course, when you have scouted them, you could decide to either scout them further to get some better result, or start signing the best one, the most promising one, for free. As you probably understand, this can almost be game breaking. If you can find world-class wonderkid regens that would normally cost millions to sign, and you can get them for free, or even just a decent one for free that you develop for a few seasons and sell on with a profit, like, this is huge. And I'm going to end this video with showing the three best regens I managed to sign on my real save after doing a lot of scouting in a lot of leagues. And the first one here, as you can see, he's 16 years old, he's a regen, and he looks really good. Really high attributes for a 16-year-old, and look at that great potential. The next one doesn't look as good as the first one, but still very promising, and once again a great potential. And the last one, what can I say? Another one with a 5-star potential. It's going to be very interesting to see how these guys develops in the future. But that's it for this guide on how to get world-class regens for free. I hope you found this guide interesting, and I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below about the regens you managed to get to free. I'm really looking forward to hear about all the fancy names you picked up. So thank you so much for sharing your time with me, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see your regens in the comment section.